What's up, everybody? Renfail here, back again with another World of Warcraft guide designed for new players. And today we are diving into the character creation process for World of Warcraft in 2024, specifically looking at Dragonflight as of the current date that we're recording this, which is January 15th, 2024. Tomorrow is a big patch. Patch 10.2.5 is coming. We got lots of fun stuff coming on the pipeline, but nothing that relates to character creation, so today we're going to be focusing on this. If you are an old hand to World of Warcraft, this video might contain information that you already know, in which case I'd love it if you just stick around, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. We stream daily at 8 a.m. Central Time every single day here and on Twitch because we multi-stream, and I play a lot of different games on the channel, so check out all the other playlists. Now, my perspective on this is a little unique because I myself am relatively new to World of Warcraft retail, having just started at the end of 2023 after BlizzCon 2023. So hopefully I can bring that perspective to this for everybody who's getting going for the first time in this game, and hopefully give you a little insight that'll make your journey into World of Warcraft a little bit easier. Alright, so from here we can take a look at my main character, who's a level 70 hunter. I've got warrior, who is my backup, secondary, and then I got a whole bunch of slew of alts that I've done before. But what I really want to look at here is if we go in to create a new character, one of the coolest things I think about World of Warcraft right now, that's a cool concept here that you get in the character creation process. So if you click on a class down below, it's going to give you an animation sequence that kind of shows you what some of the combat might look like if you were playing that character, and what might be your primary weapon. Now, obviously, rifles aren't the only thing you could use. You could also choose to use bows and arrows. I just think that it looks really cool with the dog back in the background. Anyway, this is showing you what it could look like. This is what a mage might look like. And in this case, because it's a worgen, it's showing you the worgen and the humanoid version. If we were to click on the dwarf, it would only show you like the dwarf, or the human, it would only show the human, Draenei, so on and so forth. And each one of these has a really cool animation sequence which shows you exactly what they do. Now, one of the things to pay attention to is as we get into character creation here, you're going to notice that some of these are grayed out, which means we can't select them. So this is an important aspect of those of you who are coming into the game for the very first time. All of these on the left, the general alliance characters that are on the far left, this bar right here, you'll have access to when you first start the game as a new player. And over on the horde side, it's the same thing. On the far right, those are the races that you can play from the get-go. But on the inner track here, which is right above me, the secondary track, I have currently 3 of them that are unlocked and 2 that are still grayed out. And over on the horde side, I have 1 that's unlocked and 4 that are still grayed out. Those are the unlockable races that you have to first play through the game to get. So the way it currently works as of this recording is you need to level up to level 40 and then visit the embassy in your chosen home city. So in this case, it's going to be the Stormwind embassy if you're on the Alliance side. And then if you want to unlock the races on the Horde side, you need to first reach level 40 with a Horde character, then visit the Orgrimmar embassy to recruit the allied races. Now, these are really fun. If you've never played this before, once you get to level 40, you will get summoned to the Capital Alliance, the Capital Embassy, where you will then be prompted to do these introductory quests for each one of these races. So I've got videos up. If you haven't already watched these, I have individual episodes for how to unlock the Void Elf, how to unlock the Lightforged Draenei, how to unlock the Dark Iron Dwarf, so on and so forth. And I'm doing a whole series around all of these. So if you want more information on the specific races and the quests to unlock them, all you got to do is follow the series that I've got. It's down there in the playlist below, so check it out. So I still have to unlock the Coltiran, the Mechanome, but we can still preview what they look like even if we haven't necessarily unlock them yet. So we have on the good guy side, we have Void Elves, Lightforged Draenei, the Coltirans, and the Mechanomes. And on the Horde side, we have the Nightborn. We have the High Mountain Tauren, which by the way look absolutely amazing. We have the Maghar Orcs. We have the Zandalari Trolls, and my favorite, the Vulpera. I had to unlock those right away because I just think the Vulpera are really cool as a little like fox race of people. And you can go through and again, like look at the monk. I'm sorry, that's just so adorable. Why would you not want to do it? What about Death Knight? With the glowing eyes and everything. Oh, I just think it's so cool. I do want to do a High Mountain Tauren at some point, just because I think they're absolutely ridiculous looking in terms of just so cool. Look at the eagle. I mean, obviously you can get different animals and pets, but it's a heck of a lot of fun. But once you've picked one that you want to play, you can then go through and do your traditional character creation process that you would see in any other game. So we'll just call this a test figure. And then over here, you're going to start modifying things like your skin color. You've got all these options. You could also choose to randomize. There's all these face options, hairstyles, hair colors, facial hair, eye color, eyesight, types of ears, and whether or not you've got tentacles, which you don't have to have if you don't want them to be. But let's randomize this really quick and just see all the different types of Void Elf we could potentially have if we wanted to. And going through there. And if you find one you think looks like something you might want to start from the get-go, you could just pick it and go. I don't mind that. I don't mind that either. That's a little too creepy. A little bit of an emo look going on there. Why not? Now from there you would just need to say, can't use tests, so Renfail test would probably pass. Once your class pass, you can click finish, and then you're going to be prompted and ready to go and jump right in. Now, in the case with these, because you're doing a Void Elf, you're not necessarily getting any unique introductory areas because you're just starting something that's already done its own introduction quest. So if you wanted to check out some of the original starting areas, there's something you need to consider here. So if I were to create a Worgen as an example, let's just start off with human to start with. Let's just give it a weird name here, and then go, and you'll notice I'm going to be able to choose between two starting areas. The Northshire Valley, which is the classic original starting area for humans, or Exile's Reach. If you are a new player, I highly recommend that you do Exile's Reach, which is the new starter island that was designed a few years ago. It's extremely streamlined. It gives you great sets of gear, transmog gear, and it teaches you exactly how to play your class, and it teaches you how to run a dungeon and how to work with others, all within the first 10 levels of the game. It's a couple-hour experience to go through the tutorial to get from level 1 to 10. It's highly enjoyable, extremely streamlined. Don't miss it if you've never played the game before. But some of these, you'll notice, don't have anything, and it just went straight to, like with the Void Elf. But then we can look at, say, something like the Worgen as an example. And if we did the Worgen, we're going to get Exile's Reach or Gilnea's City. Now, some of these starting areas have unique storylines associated with the race. Some of them don't, and this is where there can be a little bit of confusion, because the Worgen as an example came along later on in the game's lifespan. I can't remember what expansion because I wasn't actively playing it back then. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload, or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. But it has its own unique starting area, which explains the curse of the Worgen and everything else. And then you have your others, which are just sort of like the generic starting areas for the characters that were, like Night Elves and the humans. Like the classic races, which I think were human, dwarf, Night Elf, gnomes. I think those were the originals, and then later on came the Draenei, the Worgen, the Pandaren, and so on and so forth. And on the Horde side, you had Orc, Undead, Tauren, and Trolls. Those were like the original, and I think everything else came later. So all of those have like their original starting areas that you can go play through for story if you want to. But then there's things like Pandaren, which are a lot like the Worgen in the sense that they have their own unique story-based introductory area that is unique to them and the race, and that was introduced when those expansions came out. So as you can see here, there's a ton of variety, and in most cases, as a new player coming in, you're going to be given the option to do both of these. Exile's Reach is always going to be a better experience for new players because it teaches you everything you need to know. And if you do old school maps, you're not going to be told a lot of the stuff. There's less hand holding. It takes a lot longer to get from point A to B. And there's a lot more information that you have to sort of learn on your own as opposed to having everything given to you in tutorial format. So that's something to keep in mind when you're creating characters for the first time. And it's the same on the other side. If I were to go play, a Volpera, I've already unlocked this, so it's just going to immediately go to being a level 10 character, and you'll start off immediately and go through the current leveling experience and go from there. So hopefully that's given you a little bit more information on starting a new character in World of Warcraft if you're coming into Dragonflight for the first time in 2024. Now obviously this will be changing a little bit in the late 2024 when the new expansion drops. Currently the way it works is when you level up a character for the first time, if you've never played a character, you're going to be prompted to do the Exile's Reach and then immediately go into the Battle for Azeroth expansion, which is the leveling expansion for now. Once you get to level 40, you can unlock the other races and you get the access to the time walking campaigns, and as you continue to level on, and at level 60 you're prompted to go to Dragonflight, which is the current 60 to 70 in-game storyline. But when the War Within drops this fall, Dragonflight is going to become the default leveling experience, along with dragon riding, follower dungeons, which are coming in tomorrow's patch, as well as things like delves and a whole bunch of other stuff that's coming later on in the pipeline with the new expansion later this year, which means later this year I will have a new version of this guide up once it becomes time to do so. But in the meantime, this is how you do it for Dragonflight. If you liked this guide and you found it useful as a new player to World of Warcraft, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Daily streams happen at 8 a.m. Central Time here and on Twitch. I do a lot of different games, play a lot of different things. Check out the guides. Don't forget the Discord. And of course, if you want to come join us, we're on the Moonguard server. Look forward to seeing you there and hearing from you. Until next time, everybody, stay safe and happy gaming.